In this video, I'm going to step through the procedure to finish up the first lab activity. If you've watched the pre-lab and properly set up your camera, you should get an image that looks roughly like this, where there's good contrast and everything is pretty clear. From there, you want to head into the spreadsheet, and we're going to use a function that helps us identify groups of pixels. In COGNEX Insight, these are called Blobs, and you can see over here that there are blob-related tools in the function palette. What I want to do is identify each blob that corresponds to a single dot on a die. Once I've done that, I'll be able to count the total number of blobs that were found in the image by the function, and then I'll know what the value of my die roll is. So the function we want to use is actually the extract blobs function. And to do that, I'll head into the spreadsheet and just go ahead and insert it. In my case, I'm using probably the whole image, even though I know that there is some fisheyeing effect that's pretty severe at the edges. I just want to catch the complete die roll. And with our case using 9 dice, I can get a maximum value of 9 times 6, which is 54. So the number of blobs that I want to find is up to 54. I also am looking for black blobs against a white background. You can see that the graphic is updating behind here. And I think for now I'm just going to have all of my input and result graphics shown. If I hit OK, you'll notice that it inserts the first 10 blobs that it finds, and you can get some information. Each of these columns uses a function to extract value from this structure block that was inserted. And you can, of course, insert more of these functions if you want to show more information. So, for instance, if I wanted to show the 10th blob, I would use an index of 10. And then I could just copy this function and paste it here, and now I'm getting a different value than is anywhere else in this list because I'm looking at the 10th. As usual with Excel references, it works the same. You have an absolute reference to the blob structure, and then you have a relative reference to the cell adjacent to it to get the index. You can find how to get all of that information by hitting F1 while highlighting extract blobs, and you can see that on the outputs it gives you a table. But then also there are extra functions you can use to access the data. So the automatically inserted ones are stuff like get row, get column, which tell you where a blob is, get area. You can get some information about the elliptical nature of a blob as opposed to its perfect circularity. But also, of particular interest for us in this application is this get n found, which returns the number of blobs found. So now if we do, say, total, here. To insert a comment, you put a single quote, and then I were to do get n found, make an absolute reference to the blob structure. Now it will tell me that I have rolled 24, which you can see is the case here. The 24th blob is here, start at 0, and you can see that that is actually the dice total. If I roll the dice again, and hit trigger to get a new image, you can see that it updates live, and now I know that I've rolled a 33. So that's all you need to do for this first section of the lab.